And welcome back to Biggie Outdoor Radio. And top of the hour here, we're going to start out by talking about the new pink requirement in Wisconsin.
It's not necessarily a requirement. It's pink or orange still. You could do
Well, yeah.
orange. Yes.
Yeah, pink allowance.
Pink is now allowed in Wisconsin.
Pink is hot pink. Hot pink.
That's right. So now you can actually hunt and feel a little bit more comfortable in the field.
I'm telling you, I think pink's going to show up really well. You know the pink flags, you see those pink flags and stuff in the woods, and they show up well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also they said it's something about the fact that deer don't see pink as well as they see blaze orange. How do they know what deer see? That's what I want to know.
You know, that's a darn good question. How do they know? I mean,
Did somebody ever ask a deer? Can you see that?
were you a deer before in your prior life?
No.
No, I wasn't. I don't know.
Did somebody put deer eyes in and look through them?
Man, I can't imagine what you sound like to the viewers right now.
Well, you said, that's the thing. You know, they always say,
You gotta
well,
be thinking-
well, this is deer can't see this. To a deer, this looks like this. To a dog, it looks like this. How do you know? How do you know?
I think it all depends on what you're drinking when you discuss that topic.
All I've had this morning is a Biggie Bold energy drink.
I
So
had a Bloody Mary, and then I had some eggs and bacon before coming here. So, yeah, I mean,
well,
I
then
got off of work and went to breakfast, and I figured, well, heck, they serve Bloody Marys here. I'm not going to say where it was because it was actually the worst Bloody Mary I've ever had.
then don't say, because we don't want to do that.
Yeah,
We don't want to slam anybody.
No. I mean,
So you're not going to wear any pink.
no. I'm going to stick to
What
orange.
about a hat?
I have an orange hat.
But your sister probably will wear pink.
That's right. Yep, she can, and that's cool. That's great.
Do you think it's going to actually make any more women want to get into hunting?
I honestly think it will. I think it will. I mean, there's a lot of these, I've actually heard it before. I seriously have heard it before where these girls have said, well, I'd go hunting, but, I can't wear my pink. You do have a lot of them that say that, they want to go hunting and they don't really give a darn about pink. They actually get offended when you tell them that you could do pink and camo or pink and anything in the woods. Well, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean that I, like pink. I like camo just as much as the guys do, but there is that good number of girls that want to wear their pink out there in the woods, and why not? I mean, nobody can see them out there in the woods anyways, but if it makes them happy and it helps our numbers as hunters and gets them out there to understand what we do and why we do it, why not?
I don't know if it's going to actually bring in more numbers or if it will make the women happier. And a happy woman is...
Here's a little bit deeper question. How many more guys do you think will start hunting because you can wear pink?
I don't even want to get into that topic right now because
Here's another.
I don't think
from
those
the
kind of
network
guys
there.
hunt. Yeah, there's another network letter.
Yeah, Brandon, what were you thinking?
Dear Big E,
Bringing that
you
up?
cannot talk about these kind of things. This is an equal opportunity program. No, it's not. This is Big E Outdoors. Okay, yes, it is. Fine, whatever. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God. We need a camera in the studio so people can actually see this.
We're gonna webcast this show very soon. People will be able to watch us online. That'll be interesting. You'll have to actually wear your pants.
Yeah, I won't be able to sit here in a Speedo. Crap.
Yeah.
Can I say crap on the radio?
Well, you just did.
Words you cannot use.
Yeah, there's a lot of words you can't use, and if you say them, we have a 10-second delay, just so you know. I made sure that when I set this up with Steve Resnick, I said, how much delay? He said, well, usually it's 5 to 7 seconds. I said, can we have 10? I said, your guy might need that extra couple of seconds to catch up with us.
People are going to be wondering, why was there a big gap in the show last week? Well,
Yeah.
I'm really trying my hardest not to use any foul language. I mean, actually.
Yeah, foul language. Don't say chickens, ducks,
Yeah.
and turkeys.
Well, we talked a whole lot of turkey in the last segment. So,
That's right.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, now, let's talk Africa,
Oh, yeah.
not African. I'm going to Africa in July. And a couple of our good clients and friends that we knew friends. All of our clients become friends. Scott Mahatka, I'm sure I butchered that name, and his wife just got back from there. They and his dad too. Gosh, I can't remember his dad's name. Anyway, they just got back from Africa. They went over to Boss Safaris, and they went over and they just had a great time over there.
Well, I
And-
can tell you what, you're going over to Africa. Is it the end of July?
No, I'm going right around the 4th of July, and I'm not coming back till the end of July.
Yeah. I mean, you're one crazy outbreak of something, or one,
Yeah, from
closed
never coming
airport
home.
away. Well, I mean, you missed my wedding, and you might as well not come home.
Well, last time I was over there, Ebola got crazy,
Yeah. You come home
And
with
I-
the flu.
and I caught food poisoning on the plane on the way home, and I'm trying to hide that because I knew that if anybody caught me with food poisoning, that I was going to end up in a tent in in London, someplace over there.
Yeah.
I can't fly through London this time
Why not?
because Ricky Gervais has got a hit out on me.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, he's got all his.
I think that would make it more fun to go through.
Yeah.
London, actually.
He's got all of his tree eating, grass eating, hippies out looking for me.
Way to call them out. I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So, and they've told me that I've got Facebook messages that said
That's the thing. On Facebook, us outdoorsmen and hunters,
they're
and all
tough.
that, we get slammed for talking about hunting animals and taking pictures, being passionate about something that we harvested. Yet these people get away with making threats on people's lives and crazy stuff on the internet. I mean, you look at some of the stuff that people associated with Ricky Gervais say.
That's because they're all overseas.
I mean,
The ones in the U.S. do that, and it's very easy to turn them in. But the ones overseas, they can get away with that a little bit easier.
yep.
But that's okay, because they really don't have what it takes to back it up. But their motive is to gang up on you and spam your Facebook and to get you to shut it down. That's what their motive is. They're internet terrorists. That's what they are.
Well, I'm sure what they've learned recently, if they really want to fire you up, go ahead and spam your page, because you're one of the very few people that I've actually met that eat that alive. I mean, you love that kind of stuff. I don't understand how you keep your sanity, because you walk in the line every day.
Yeah.
But you like that stuff. You eat it up. I don't know. Good for you.
Those people just drive me insane.
Let me tell you something.
They don't have far to drive, though.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there that would tell you that. It's not a far drive. So anyway, no, a lot of folks that come to try to book these hunts going to Africa, they think that Africa is so expensive. They come and they're like, oh, it's going to cost $20,000 to go to Africa. It's going to be so expensive, and
It's not. It's actually pretty
No.
inexpensive to go over there,
Yeah.
and for your hunt. I mean, the hunts are pretty inexpensive as well.
yeah. I don't know exactly what you just said there, but yeah, the hunt is very. The flight, you can get the flight if you do book it at the right time. Flights for right around $1,000, $1,100 round trip, and your hunt, for $4,000 or $5,000, you can get, anywhere from 5 to 7 animals, and that includes all your meals and lodging. So it's a very, very inexpensive hunt. And a great time. You're going to want to take your wife along. Well, some guys are going to want to take their wife
Yeah.
along.
It is, honestly.
I didn't mean to call you out like that, Brendan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're not married yet, but you will be.
I will be, yeah. And she'll want to go along.
Yeah. Your days are numbered.
That's okay. I mean,
You say
we'll
that.
enjoy it together.
You have to say that now.
I do.
You're within, what 56 days of being married?
I think something like that, yeah. Yeah.
But who's counting?
I don't know. I mean, is that what it is?
Yeah. I mean, if you need some advice, let me know. I've done this a few times.
Yeah.
I can give you some pointers.
But in all seriousness, Africa is it's a trip of a lifetime, along with a lot of other options. You don't have to go to Africa if that's not your cup of tea.
No.
Not to step into something Ricky Gervais might say, cup of tea, morning tea, whatever.
Yeah, we'll get into some of our other destinations here coming up because we've got lots of great places that you can go.
Yeah.
And that'll all be coming up right after the break.
You know, after the break, I do want to talk a little bit more about Africa.
You do?
You know, and the stuff that we've seen.
Okay.
And we were over there the first time around.
All right. Well, we'll get into that.
All right.
There's a good break coming up. Check out a word from our good sponsors, and we'll be right. And welcome back to Big E Outdoor Radio. Brandon, you brought us back with a good sound.
Oh yeah, man, I love that sound. It's
That's right. We're back.
we're back. I don't know why.
We should make that our signature sound when we come back.
Can we throw a yee yee in there?
No yee, but let's do that every time. That's a
Yeah.
good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the way you think,
Yeah,
Brandon.
I mean,
Yeah. There you go. We're back.
yeah. Any good hunter knows that sound. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But
What do we do during fishing season, though?
Same thing. I mean, same thing during fishing season. Or a stick of dynamite. That always does too. Yeah.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So, you wanted to talk more about Africa. Let's talk about Africa, Brandon. When we were there a few years ago together.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a good time.
Learned a lot when we were over there. That's
Yeah,
for
we
sure.
did. We did. What did we learn?
I don't remember, but I think I remember we learned something, didn't we?
We did. We learned. We shot a lot of animals.
We did. My favorite, honestly, of all the stuff that we went after over there,
The baboon.
the baboon.
Oh, I knew it.
that
I
is-
knew it was
I
coming.
wanted to talk about that. That's one of them. You know, we talk about, we have controversial things that we hunt and
Mm-hmm.
controversial ways that we hunt.
Actually, that's the animal I used to really, really fire up Ricky Gervais.
Oh, he did get fired up on that. But I'll tell you what, you want to talk about, pest is not even the right word for it. I mean,
Nuisance animals, big
they're a
time.
huge nuisance animal over there. I mean, they're thieves. I mean, you
They're thieves.
You
They're
turn your
dirty.
back long enough, and they will rob. They'll take your binoculars right out of the blind if you're looking the wrong direction. I mean, they will walk right up to the window and grab stuff out of the blind if you're not watching. We were sitting there in the blind, and they came right up to the camera, looking in the camera like, what is that? And how
Yeah.
can I jack it?
They steal from people's houses.
Yeah,
They steal food out of the lower class, because the lower class over there is really lower class. I mean, they don't have a middle class. They got really, really low class, and then they've got really, really upper class. And there's really nothing in between.
no, it's actually
It's pretty
It's an
sad.
eye opener to go over there. It is nothing like the States. It's really like taking a huge step back in time and then some.
Yeah.
It's-
People that think that it's bad over here. I mean, I don't want to get into it too much, but people that think that it's bad over here and they protest and they want to get into all this stuff, they really need to get on a plane, take a trip, go over there, and they'll come back here and they'll stop, because this country world's different. They have no idea
Yeah,
what it's like.
it's-
It's bad, but somehow they're learning to live with it over there, and they're making it work. I don't, but like I said, then these animals will get right into their houses and defecate on their kitchen tables and counters, and
yeah. I mean, baboons don't discriminate. They'll steal from anybody.
yeah,
But the way that the housing is over there for lower class, it's definitely a lot easier. These, I don't even know what you call them, packs or gangs of baboons, whatever.
there is
they
a
are.
word for it. It's not troop either. I can't remember what they.
But whatever it is, I mean, these baboons come in there, and they'll live right in the middle of these communities, which is a bunch of shacks. I mean, they're shanty towns. I mean, that is the best way to describe it.
I mean, they'll beg you. Our RPH actually was begging us to shoot some.
Yeah, yeah. Baboons are a nuisance animal.
And I shot
They're
the-
worse than any. I mean, they're worse than you can imagine. Coyotes. People talk about, coyotes are getting into town now and all this. I mean, they're worse than that. They're worse than coyotes, wolves, all this stuff. They're all bad things, and they're all controversial. But
We both shot the
We both
whatever
shot the leader of the pack.
yeah, the gang leader or whatever it would be out of our group. And
you want to talk about a bunch of animals going crazy when you take out their leader?
Oof.
Oh my goodness!
yeah,
I mean, you shoot the head baboon,
But
And
it
they
was,
go nuts. I mean, they're screaming. I mean, they'll scream for 20 minutes. You can hear them back in the woods hooting and hollering and screaming and calling out, and they're trying to find their missing Conrad. I mean, they'll come in there in groups of 40 to 50, and they'll know when there's exactly one missing. They
Yeah.
know, and they hang around and they look for them, and
I think they were having another election.
could have been. It could have been.
They were trying to figure out who's taking over.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is starting to remind me a lot of Planet of the Apes, and I want to go back over there and kill a few more baboons.
Yeah, it was spooky.
In fact, I think I even heard one. I heard one say, "Bring me
Oh.
to human."
I was worried about what you were going to say. So, you also scored a record book kudu while we were there.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, I don't really keep track of records and things like that.
No.
Don't really mean a lot to me. It's a trophy in my book, but I've been told that because I shot this kudu with the bow, that he's up there in the books. I don't know exactly where it places,
I looked it up.
but he's
53.
number 53, huh?
53.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I knew it was up there. I didn't know it was up that way.
So
far.
actually, you do have something that's bigger than mine.
Well,
As far as animals, I'm talking.
yeah.
Don't get so quiet and make this awkward all the time.
You always make it awkward. People could see the look that you. What do you say to something like that? I mean, how
Yeah,
do you?
for once you
This
beat
is the
me.
radio. People,
For once you beat me, is what I was saying.
for once. How about the gator?
Dude, I let you shoot that gator.
Oh, please.
I had the
I let
opportunity,
you-
and I said, let him shoot a big one. I'll shoot a smaller one.
For those of you that did follow the shark hunt,
Don't even go there.
we're going to the shark hunt.
Oh yeah, let's go to the shark hunt.
Yeah, the shark hunt. We flipped a coin. We always do this. Flip a coin to see who wins.
Then I had
see
to-
who's going to shoot first. See, we hunted on Father's Day. All right, if
We
you
shouldn't
were
have
a-
even had
if
to
you
flip
were-
a coin on
If
Father's
you were
Day.
a son hunting with the father, what would you do? You insisted we flip the coin with.
If you're the
coin,
father
I
paying
won.
for the hunt, what would you do?
Well, I tell you what, I did win the coin toss, and I still said, "Dad, it's Father's Day. You're going to take the first shark, even if that means I don't get one."
That's what it meant too.
That's what it meant, and I'd do it all over again. It
I know.
was a great hunt. It was a blast. But man, let me tell you,
How'd the bear hunts work out?
the bear hunts. Well, they were cold. Oh, I mean, when we were hunting for bears.
Yeah, cubby.
Yeah, those two were. Yeah, we each got a couple of bears, didn't we?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we can go back and forth on this quite a bit. I mean, you've got some stuff that's bigger on the wall. I got some stuff that's bigger on the wall, and
Yep. And that's just how it is.
well,
Someday you can take over being Big E.
actually, I mean that's.
And you can put me in the home then.
I wouldn't put you in a home. No way.
Why?
No way. I'd drag you along. I mean, even after you're gone.
Actually-
I'm gonna get you cremated. I'm gonna carry you along in my backpack and be like, "Hey, Dad, look at this." Oh, your eyes are burnt. Can I say that on the radio?
You're a sick boy. I'm telling you.
Oh man,
I'm gonna.
I just made some enemies.
More than likely, I'm gonna. No, you probably made a lot of friends. There's a lot of people out there that probably are looking forward to that day. But
Oh man, Big E will be rolling in the dough then. The company.
I will probably be dead by animal anyway, because of the way I'm going after all these hunts. Like when I go back to Africa now in July, I'm going after lions with a bow.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna wait until I could come along and film that with you.
I don't want you to witness the carnage.
Well, actually, we have this motto: the camera never stops rolling.
Right.
And it depends on who the cameraman is, if they actually have what it takes to keep the camera rolling if something bad was ever to happen.
That's
And
why I'm gonna hire one of them local villagers over there, because they don't have any.
They don't care whether you stay or go.
I'll just tell them, look, you just keep the camera rolling no matter what, and give the film. Here's where you mail it.
There is actually another option. Mail it to me, please. Yeah. But anyways, our cameraman, Ben, actually came across this pretty cool thing online that I think we need to invest in a couple of these. They're these drones. They're pretty inexpensive. And
The Lily.
Yeah, the Lily. And that thing is apparently you keep a remote on you, a tracking device or something like that.
What happens if the lion eats it?
And, well, then I guess yeah. Well, for the next 20 minutes, that drone's going to be chasing that lion down. And whoever finds that drone's going to have an interesting video. That's for
You know,
sure.
this actually has some. Hey, boy, my mind is wandering now.
Your mind always wanders. Always wanders. Now
Yeah.
I know where I get it from. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Is that spot always on the wall over there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But this African hunt's going to be kind of interesting. I can't wait to go and we're going to bring back some great footage. And, you know, of course, we'll be telling people about it on radio, but they're going to have to watch for it on TV.
I'm scared for you. I'm nervous for you. I really am.
You are?
Yeah, because you're
Really?
a bad
I
shot.
never get scared. What are you talking about?
I mean, I just.
What do I miss?
Well,
Other than the time after I broke my neck and I was missing the
It only
antelope.
takes
Otherwise, I'm dead on. You know that.
you're dead all right if you miss.
There's you dream of being a shot like me.
Oh, man. We are definitely going to have a shoot off. We're going to film it. We're going to do it on the radio.
You know, if this was
live.
the old West, you and I'd be standing out front shooting at each other.
You'd probably shoot yourself in the foot. Could you see us out here in the mall, right out here?
Yeah.
Taking
I almost
back to
back.
back. 20.
Now you're back to the snake. I almost did shoot myself in
That's
the foot.
why I brought that up. I mean, yeah, it's. You try to get too fancy with it. I mean, you can't be doing these spinning tricks and all this. You're not Hr2. You're not.
You're talking about the gun. Yeah, I'll be bringing the bedroom stuff into this now. So.
Oh man. Yeah. The network is just going to send us a book. They're going to say, all right, in case you didn't read this, apparently you haven't. Here's the stuff you do not talk about. They're probably not even going to actually run this episode. They're going to say, look, we can't even risk it. Try that again. We'll try again next week. That's what they'll say.
No.
Yeah. But, no, it's all right. I mean,
You know, that's one thing about the Biggie Outdoor Show. We'll walk the line.
Oh, yeah.
We'll walk the line, and we'll go down in a burning ring of fire.
Or in a jaw of a lion. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we've probably got to wrap this segment up.
Yeah.
So.
And we will see you after the commercial.
No, we won't see you actually, but you'll definitely hear us.
That's right.
We're going to be going at it just like we have been here for the last, about an hour and a half now.
Yep, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Welcome back to Biggie Outdoor Radio. And there we go, we're back. This segment's brought to you by Bruise Brothers of Weston. Go on out there and check out their Burger of the Month, and they also have Beer of the Week out there.
They
So,
have a lot of beer out there. Oh, man, I love that place.
Yeah, they've got, I don't know how many, I guess I'd have to take a look and see, but they've got many, 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 many beer tappers out there.
They do.
Lots of things you can try out. Their burgers are fantastic, I'm telling you. I'm kind of stuck on the Kentucky Bourbon Burger myself out there. I definitely would recommend that one, and hand-cut fries. So go on out there and check them out. So anyway, you know, Brandon, you don't like snakes.
Hate them. Absolutely hate them.
I know you do. You're why?
I don't know. Well, I will say this. I do remember as a kid, it was this ritual before Mom would mow the lawn. She had to find the biggest rock in the yard, in the ditch, wherever, and put it on the lawnmower by the brake pedal. I don't know why by the brake pedal. I mean,
Are you serious?
put it on the lawnmower in case there was a snake that come out from underneath the lawnmower and you could smash it. Now, if you're on a lawnmower, wouldn't you just run it over?
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm dead serious. I remember that, and I don't know why.
I never knew this about your mom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, rocks the size of my head. She'd ride around with them right underneath her foot. That old Craftsman lawnmower we had, oh, yeah. She'd boogie around the yard every time she
never,
along.
ever knew that.
Yep, Brandon, go
I
find
was
me a
married
rock.
to her for 18 and a half years. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
Keeping a rock on a lawnmower, yeah.
That explains why she never mowed the lawn hardly.
Well, that and maybe the fact that we did have an old junker riding lawnmower that
What do you mean?
started
I
on
used to
fire while
buy-
she was mowing the lawn. Yeah.
I used to buy new lawnmowers. You guys would ruin them all the time because you'd use them as go-karts.
We had go-karts. Why would we ruin the lawnmower?
Don't even go there. Yeah. but anyway, the snake situation is always kind of confused me. I never knew why you were so afraid of them. But
I would say that may be a factor in it. I don't know. I mean,
did you ever have one come out from under the lawnmower?
actually, yeah. It was 2009.
Gee, so do you remember the exact date and time? I mean, gee whiz.
Yeah, 2009. I remember that. Yeah, I was on that old Simplicity, that zero turn thing we had. Oh yeah, yeah. It was over by the water, and that thing comes slithering out from underneath the lawnmower. And there was actually two of them. One went into the water and swam across the water, and one went into the grass farther. And I think my feet, maybe in the 50-yard segment I had to run to get to the concrete slab on the house,
Yeah.
I might have touched the ground once. Yeah, I was getting.
You were.
Yeah, you like how you see
were.
what I did there.
You were. And getting.
Yeah, I was getting.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I was just down doing this hog hunt, and of course, when I go down south, it's all these guys talk about down there: snakes, snakes, snakes. And it was about a month ago. Ben and I were down there. We were hunting turkeys down there, first part of April. So it was about 2 months ago, maybe. And we were down there and we were hunting for the turkeys, and they were talking about snakes. And those guys, they live down there, and they're petrified of them. They're like, "Oh yeah, watch out for the snakes! Oh, watch out!" And I used to live down in Florida.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I know we seen snakes, and I'm like, yeah, so what? You just kind of watch for them. When I was in the service, we'd go running around in the woods all the time. I didn't worry about them, just watch for them. And
How do you watch?
you just kind of look down, check around a little bit, and
You're walking through palmetto brush. Up to your waist.
listen, they'll rattle. And I just don't worry about it. I don't. But these guys are petrified.
The
And
ones that rattle will rattle.
right.
What about the other ones?
Well, then you just gotta play the law of chances. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But
you do take a
that's-
lot of chances.
that's all these guys think about: snakes, 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 and that's all I hear about is like, oh yeah, don't go in that tall grass. Watch out for the snakes. I'm like, look, you guys live down here. You think you would know that? They're big deal. I go in there and I'm not worried about it. We had a hog that gets wounded and runs in the brush. I go in there looking for it, and they're like, hey, watch out for the snakes. I'm like, I'm not worried about snakes. I'm looking for blood.
Huh. Mm-hmm.
And I don't ever run into any of these. Well, I did run into that one, and I shot him. So, but these guys are like freaking out down there.
Tell us about what you did to your guide when you were down there.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, what? Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to beep that out.
Yeah.
We had downloaded the rattlesnake app on my phone. And
You ever do this to me, and I will stroke you with the butt of the gun.
we were walking through the tall palmetto bushes, and I came up behind him and snuck up, and he was walking through the palmetto bushes, and I clicked that app off a Zedge, and that rattlesnake started rattling, and those two guides both came out of their drawers. One's yelling, "Rattlesnake, let's go, run, run!" And the other ones jumped to the side, and Ben was filming it because he knew it was coming. I was laughing so hard. I thought that was pretty funny.
You do talk about, like, coming from the north
Yeah.
and living in the south for a while when you were younger, probably about my age. Well,
Yeah.
younger than my age.
Yeah.
I remember hearing this story several times, and I think you need to share this with the viewers, how we go down there and don't really think about the stuff that the southerners that live down there in these swamps,
Yeah.
the stuff that they think about.
Right.
Talk about this time you went water skiing and you were looking for that one ski. You were all fanned out looking for a ski in the swamp.
Yeah. Well, it's just, that comes down to the snakes and the gators and all that kind of stuff. We just,
Yeah.
before I get into that, I mean, we used to live on a golf course, and we'd go, my brothers and I would go down to the golf course ponds, and we'd be looking for, we used to think it was awesome to rake up all these golf balls that these guys would lose all the time.
So you're saying you
And
were
then-
crazy before you went into the military.
Right.
Okay. Yep.
And we would rake them up, and we'd sell them back to the golfers. And these ponds were loaded with them because nobody would go in there and get them. We'd wade in there.
Yeah. Oh, what were you hitting there? A Nike 9?
And
I got it right here.
and these ponds would be full, and there was a big gator in the pond, so here's us boys from Wisconsin, the Eager boys, and here we're standing there and we're looking in the ponds, and we'd say, well, you watch for the gator over there, and I'll go in the pond and rake up the balls. So one of us would watch the gator, and the other one would go in and rake up the golf balls.
Did it ever cross your mind that there was more than one gator?
Could have been.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We didn't see them.
Yeah. So anyways,
And one time we were in there and we'd have all these moccasins. We had a lot of snakes, baby ones. They were swimming all over. We just push them to the side. One of my brothers was actually catching gators one time. Or snakes and gators. Yeah, we catch gators and we catch snakes. They're picking up little water moccasins. And
you're nuts.
yeah, well, because we didn't know any better.
So
anyway, back on this water skiing event, I was out with a bunch of buddies, I was going to high school down there, and we were skiing, and one of the guys kicked off one of the skis out of my set, and we saw it floating, and it ended up floating away.
it was a yellow ski. I think you still have that one lone ski.
Yeah, but it was upside down. The bottom side was black. We couldn't see it. And it floated off, and so we all went looking for it, and we were maybe waist deep in the water, or some of us were knee deep in the water, and we're walking along, and we're looking for the ski and everything, and I see this big gator. And the gator's floating. This gator's probably 9-10 feet long, and it's kind of just sitting there kind of floating in the water, and I'm looking at the gator, and I'm looking at all these guys, and they're all fanned out. Everybody's looking for the ski, and I'm thinking, this gator's laying right out in the open.
They're not running.
They're not running, so I'm not going to panic. I don't want to look like a sissy, So we're still walking, getting closer to the gator. Gator's kind of coming towards us, and I'm looking. Nobody's saying anything. Still looking for the ski, and nobody says anything, so I'm not saying anything. And all of a sudden, one guy stepped in a hole.
Who was closer to the gator? Was it you?
Yeah, it was me, and then next was one of the other guys over here, one of the bigger rednecks in the group. And he steps in this hole, and when he stepped in the hole, he goes, "Oh!" Like he yelled real loud, and I said, "What?" And he goes, "Oh, nothing. I just stepped in a hole." And I said, "Oh, I thought you were yelling about that gator over there." And he goes, "Gator? What gator?" And I said, "That one right there." As soon as I pointed that gator out, he goes, "Oh no, gator!" And they all take off running out of and there I stand, looking at this alligator, and everybody else takes off running. And there I thought that they all were cool with it, because heck, we're water skiing in the lake, and there's gators all over the place. But evidently, you don't get that close to them.
Yeah. You never did find that ski.
No, nobody would go back in there and look for it with me. I just kind of walked out of there, because when they all took off running, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to go after the people that are splashing the most. I'm just going to kind of ease on out of here.
Mm. If you'd have played your cards wrong, I could have been calling you the one-legger egger all along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was interesting, but yeah, then my brothers and I, we'd go down to the swamps and we'd catch gators all the time and put black tape around their mouths and bring them home and then let them go in the neighbors' swimming pools.
You're an original crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crikey.
And now I look back and I think, what the heck were we thinking? But,
Look back.
Yeah.
Look back and think, what were you thinking?
Don't have to look back too far.
No.
See, I never did get to the whole point of why I started talking to you about these snakes. There's a reason.
Well, I guess now it's going to have to wait, because we're coming up on another commercial here.
Yeah. There's a lot of snakes down south.
Uh-huh.
And the snakes are evolving.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to get into that. They're getting smarter, if you can imagine that. Whether they're getting smarter or they're just evolving, one of the two, but they're learning something. So the rednecks are telling me this.
Yeah, well, I ever come across a snake and...
I hear you. And with that, we'll be back right after these commercials. And welcome back to Biggie Outdoor Radio. Hey, there's our signature sound. We're back. Well, Brandon, we were talking about snakes and spiders and gators and crawly things when we left, and we were talking about that gator story when I was in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, I have more stories. When I was down there, one of my buddies took me gator hunting down there in the swamps. We got lost.
Go figure. Yeah.
That was an interesting day. We took shotguns and we took the rifles with us and we took machetes and we had
Any
everything.
good if you can't shoot.
We could shoot. We were in there and we thought, well, in case we see a hog, and we were hunting for everything. And we ended up getting lost. Somehow we crossed the river. They had a couple of cottonmouths try to get up on us. My buddy shot them. Big cottonmouths.
Yeah. Well, you said that you were going a direction there with the snakes. And
Yeah. The direction I was going was these snakes down in the south right now. The GON, which is the Georgia Outdoor News, you know, they put on a trade show down there, and there's always some good stuff to read. I don't know if we got anything like that in Wisconsin, but you know, they always have articles down there talking about outdoor things, hunting, fishing, all that kind of stuff. And the GON has an article in there about rattlesnakes right now. And it's telling them people, you know, to watch out around their feeders because they're feeding their hogs and their deer and stuff. They're telling them watch out for the snakes. Hogs actually eat snakes. So in these places that have a lot of hogs, you don't have a lot of snakes. You have less of a chance of running into snakes. So these places that we're hunting that are high concentrations of hogs, they don't have as many snakes. So it was like when I ran into this one where I was at, it was actually an area where we hadn't been seeing a lot of hogs on that end of the farm anyway. So it was kind of, you know, in the other spots, there's not as many hogs, or there's not as many snakes. So the GON was saying that the rattlesnakes are getting to the point where they stopped rattling. And a lot of the people that are getting bit without the rattlesnakes rattling.
wow.
And they think that the reason is because the rattlesnakes are starting to,
Drawing the hogs.
they're learning, or somehow they're advancing to the point that they know that they're evolving, or whatever it is. It's a learned behavior that when they rattle, the hogs come and get them.
Well, what happened is one of them watched their buddies get eaten. They said, "Oh man, I saw Jimmy over there in the bushes. He used his rattle. Hog came in and ate him. Do not use your rattle. Don't do it."
But
Word
actually,
travels.
like I said, it was in the Georgia Outdoor News that there's been a lot of reports that these people are getting bit, and the rattlesnakes aren't rattling, and they're thinking that that's why, is because the hogs hear the rattle and they'll go right there and they'll dig that snake up and eat it. What I can't understand is how the hogs can eat all these poisonous snakes and not get bit. It's got to be the fact that their hide is so thick, because I was looking at that when we skinned them out. Their hides are just, I mean, a hog's hide is thick. You get a pair of boots made out of that thing like that, and
Yeah.
it's thick.
Can you imagine the next step in the evolution of that will be if a hog ever bites you, it's venomous.
A venomous hog?
Oof. Can you imagine that? I think we got some
like-
of them in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Oh, and then, now you're bringing up craziness here. We actually talked about this on the Good Outdoors radio show last week, and I called in there. Some, I don't want to use the word clown. Let me see, what do I want to say? I guess I already said clown. Some guy out of North Carolina actually claims that he shot Bigfoot. Now, don't laugh, because let me tell you, there's a lot of people that take this Bigfoot thing serious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They totally believe in Bigfoot, even here in Wisconsin.
Oh, I know. I used to work with a guy.
Yeah. And they swear by it, and they take it very seriously. And I'm sure that when we open up our phone lines and our emails and our Facebook and all that, we're going to start getting people. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, everybody
Share
out.
your Bigfoot stories.
I'd like to
please,
hear
please.
your thoughts on whether you believe or don't believe, if you've seen it.
Tell us how Sasquatch threw rocks at you and your son while you were checking the fences. Please call us, John.
But, this guy supposedly had, Bigfoot was in his garbage for whatever reason. Maybe he left some pizza in there or something, I don't know.
Maybe he just shot a homeless man.
And he supposedly shot him in the shoulder area, which, number one, it's illegal to shoot Bigfoot. Did you know that?
How is it illegal to shoot something that people claim don't exist?
Well, Bigfoot is not, there's no season on it, and it would fall under the category of a protected species. I guarantee you kill Bigfoot, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Speaking of this craziness, have you seen this thing going around Facebook? Some crazy man posts this picture of this. Somebody had a mocked up dinosaur tied to a trailer.
Oh, Lord, I saw
driving it
that.
around
I
town.
saw that, yeah. Strapped down for 3 hours on the trailer.
Yeah. How could they do this to this poor endangered animal? I mean, this guy actually believed that somebody had a T-Rex strapped to a trailer behind a truck.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But anyway, this guy said that, so the police came out, and they were looking, and they found tracks. And they measured them, and they were like, I want to say they were like 9 inches across the pad in the front. They found these big tracks or whatever. They couldn't find any blood, though. No blood or hair. So if the guy really did hit it, he shot it with a .44 Magnum. But no blood.
I like this guy.
Yeah.
Heavy firepower, at least.
Yeah. And of course, the first thing I asked is, was this fella sober when this supposed sighting and this gunshot took place? But then I was accused of just making fun of the situation. So then
How do you not, though? I mean, seriously, we're talking about something that people have been trying to prove exists, and they have a lot of these maybes and these, all these Bigfoot shows on TV and everything.
Yeah.
And
how would you feel, though, if you were the guy that was sitting in the, okay, put yourself in this situation. You're sitting in your stand, and you actually see it. Okay? Do you come back and say anything? Or do you just keep your mouth shut because nobody's going to believe you?
Either way, it's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say something, but I wouldn't just let it go.
Well, nobody would believe you, and I wouldn't even believe you. If you came back, and said, "Dad, I really saw Bigfoot," I'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. You need to quit drinking in the stand. Yeah.
So anyway, this was in North Carolina. So supposedly there was a wounded Bigfoot running around. So I'm thinking, well, I'm sitting in my stand hog hunting, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking, okay, Bigfoot's out here. He's wounded. He's ticked off.
Snakes don't rattle anymore,
Yeah, snakes don't rattle.
and you can't shoot.
What do you mean I can't shoot? Did you see my shots? They're fantastic.
I have actually. I've seen all your shots. I've seen the ones that, the outtakes, the stuff that doesn't make it to the shows. And how many antelope did you miss a couple years ago?
Okay, fine. I had a bad antelope hunt. I was coming off a broken neck there, fella.
Well,
And if you don't lay off, you're going to be coming off a broken neck here real soon.
did you just threaten me on the radio?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
And so what I'm thinking, anyway, back to this, we were talking about the hogs with the venomous thing. I was thinking about this whole Bigfoot thing. What if Bigfoot
Was venomous?
is actually like Predator?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
That's why people can't find him.
He's there.
He just cloaks himself.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's my theory on Bigfoot.
You are nuts. Yeah, it's official. Bigfoot is invisible. Predator is real. Rattlesnakes don't rattle.
Yeah.
I believe that one. I believe animals get smarter and they realize what is knocking them off and all that. But invisible Bigfoot, seriously? Come on. Yeah.
Hey,
You're just about as loony as the guy that supposedly shot this homeless man digging in his garbage.
I'm picturing this guy wearing overalls, no shirt, have his teeth missing. How'd you shot Bigfoot? He was digging in my trash can.
Yeah. Well, where was this? North Carolina?
Yeah.
How far is that from where Rambo Squatch lives? Clay Hare, I hope you're okay, buddy. And if you were digging in somebody's trash, come on.
Yeah.
You got plenty of fans out there. I'll help you out, buddy.
Yeah, if you need anything to eat, just call me. I'll call you in a
throw some-
Domino's pizza.
Throw some steaks on the grill for you, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But seriously, it's getting deep in here. It is.
Well, it's a
All this
possibility.
talk of the-
It's all a
All
possibility.
this talk of swamps and Bigfoot and all this. I'm actually probably, when we go to this commercial segment here, I might even go and throw on my waders.
It's too late.
Yeah.
You're already knee deep in it.
Yeah. Knee deep.
Knee deep.
Speaking of which, when we get really bored, we do like to rewrite crazy country songs and stuff like that. And I remember a few years ago, you, me, and our friend Bill rewrote "Knee Deep in Black Flies" is what we called it. The Zach Brown band, Knee Deep.
Yeah. We can't sing that though because not on the air.
And Bill ain't here, it wouldn't be the same.
No.
With his big swollen satellite ears from the black flies. I think that's what it was. We were all hallucinating from the damage done by the black flies.
Yeah.
But, with that said, we're
Let's-
going to cut to a commercial here
We'll bring it back at the top of the hour with something totally new.
and crazy.
Yep. Thanks for listening. We'll be right back.